Taxi jobs are officially out today, and it's just in time because I got a copyright strike for a YouTube short I did. I feel like it's unjustified, YouTube, but you gotta move on, and I gotta find work. As you can tell, things are pretty desperate for me after that copyright strike. So I gotta find a job. Gotta roll up my sleeves, get back in the workforce. So I guess I'm just gonna go be a taxi driver now. From a hardened criminal who had his own empire, his own businesses, and like fleets of luxury cars, muscle cars, sports cars, supercars, helicopters, hangars filled with aircraft, and several properties. Now I'm reduced, thanks to that copyright strike, to being a taxi driver. Article from Rockstar, link below in the description section. So let's check out the taxi job now in GTA Online. Yeah, I'm looking for work. Gotta make a living. See, now open for business. Begin taxi from here. Earn additional income successfully completing multiple fares. Okay, cool. Taxi work can be accessed by pressing R3 when driving a taxi of your own. But I can't afford one. Actually, I can't afford one, but we're just role-playing this. Okay, so.
Call just came in. It's up on your GPS now.
Alright, let's go do this. Fortunately, I happen to be pretty familiar with the map of Los Santos and Southern San Andreas. For one thing, I've been playing this game since GTA 5 came out in September 2013. And then a month later, when GTA Online launched in October 2013. So a lot of us veteran players, it's like a second home to us. Now, sometimes, you know, you still got a waypoint here and there. But most of the time, I don't really need to. That's how long I've been playing this game. And this is obviously not exactly a new job in the GTA universe. We've been able to do taxi side questing, I think, since GTA 3, you know, the 3D era. And obviously, Nico did the taxiing for Roman, his cousin. And my friend Sedan has always wanted Roman's taxi cab to be added. But for some reason, Rockstar hasn't added Roman's taxi. And this would have been a good opportunity.
Okay, drive careful.
Alright, I gotta drive careful. Okay. Customer tip will decrease if damage. Okay, so it's... I gotta be careful. Like, what the hell? Like, open. What the hell is that about? You know, we'll just go the other way. That doesn't make sense, but whatever. So, I have a potential to get a $1,000 tip. The fare is $103. I need that money. Desperate times. I gotta make a living. So I want to do a good job because, you know, this guy, I don't know what's going to be the Rockstar equivalent of Yelp. I don't think there is a version of, is there a version of Yelp? Like, we got Bleeder, which I think is Twitter. We got Life Invader, which is Facebook. But I don't know if there's a GTA Universe version of Yelp. So, help or whatever. So we got to be very, very careful. But, sir, I hope you're having a lovely morning. And apparently there's no time limit. If there is a time limit, then I feel like Rockstar is dropping the ball and not giving me a time limit, because in other taxi missions and the other GTAs, there was time limits. You had to get the customer from point A to point B within a certain amount of time. I guess this is a little different. All right, the tip is... Okay, so that's how they're doing it. The tip reduces. Okay, so the longer it takes you to get from point A to point B, the tip goes down. So it's not technically a time limit. It's mostly just like, hey, if you don't get me there within a certain amount of time, I'm going to pay you less than the tip. You're going to get to $103, or else the cab company gets that. So you're basically working for that tip. Working hard for the money. And in GTA Online, $964 isn't really much. What exactly does that buy you? Maybe like a round of bullets? Well, 2 bullets for your railgun. Oh no! It's down to 932. Please, sir. I'm getting you there as quickly and efficiently as I can. It's my first gig. Please. Alright, I made it.
Many thanks.
Alright, so I got $1,000 for that. Okay, cool. Wait, I gotta wait for dispatch now. So I feel like Tommy.
For you right now.
I gotta go pick up another customer. Okay, so I feel kind of like Tommy Angelo in Mafia. You know, where like he had that was his job at the beginning of the game, was being a taxi guy in Lost Heaven during the Great Depression. Except for I don't have two mafioso guys trying to hitch a ride because they're being shot at by another family. Like, he damaged my door. Like, this dude, the previous customer, like, screwed up my door. Well, there it goes. Fixed now. That's not coming out of my paycheck. I need this money. It's tough times we're living in. We got the inflation. We got unemployment. Shortages. All right, sir, I'm here. I'm surprised y'all are not picking Uber. Oh, wait, we don't have Uber or Lyft in this game. I'm guessing we're going to have, like, a GTA version of Uber or Lyft in GTA 6 whenever that comes out. At least that's my theory. So this guy's offering me a little bit more. And it looks like his destination isn't that far unless I'm wrong. Let me expand the map. Okay, so it is a little bit further. Sometimes the smaller version of the mini-map can deceive you. So that's why you have to expand it a little bit. So we're going to try to be a good taxi driver. But I've been in a taxi in New York when I went to visit many, many years ago. And them taxi drivers, oof, crazy how they zigzag through traffic in New York City. Like, I was kind of like worried a little bit about the experience. But at the same time, I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, well, this guy's been doing this probably for a while now. So he knows exactly how to navigate around traffic in New York. But he wasn't a slow taxi driver either. He was just hauling ass, cutting around cars and stuff. And it really made me not want to be a taxi driver in New York or anywhere else. And I've watched a lot of like those horror stories on horror YouTube channels about Uber drivers and Lyft drivers having really bad experiences with some customers. And it's also the other way around where some people accidentally get into the wrong car or wrong vehicle, same thing, thinking that it's their Lyft driver or Uber driver, but it turns out not to be it. Thank you, sir. See, he gave me a nice tip. I got, $1,144 bucks.
I got a pickup not too far from you. Sending you the address now.
Okay. And he screwed up my door too. Stop, guys, stop screwing up my door. This comes out of my paycheck. Like, this is a company car. I can't even afford, well, I can't afford it, but I'm going to do this until I get the discount. And then maybe I'll buy the taxi. But I do like the effort that they put into this. So I do have to applaud Rockstar for actually getting a guy to voice the dispatch and the way they set this up. Of course, it's not exactly anything new. I mean, all they had to do was take inspiration from previous, taxi side jobs and previous GTAs. So it's not really anything original, but I do like the fact that they added this to the game. Some people have been wanting a bit more role-playing aspects to GTA Online because, the GTA RP servers on PC are very, very popular. Okay, ma'am. So how's your day going? Are you having a great day so far? Hopefully I'll get you to your destination in one piece. That's always the plan here at Downtown Cab Company. And we hope that you will give us a positive review and not go with whatever the hell is the competition, like Uber or Lyft. I don't know what the names of Uber or Lyft is going to be in GTA 6. Or I think they'll probably just have like one rival app. It won't be like two separate ones. It'll just be like you'll pick one, and maybe there'll be a rival faction to that one, similar to GTA Vice City, where Tommy buys one cab company, but there's also a rival cab company he has to deal with. Unlike this game, where like Downtown Cab Company basically has a monopoly over the taxi cab industry in Los Santos, as well as Southern San Andreas. They don't really have any competition in the taxi market. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to mention regarding the taxis is that you can now apparently fast travel via taxi in GTA Online. And I think that there is a cooldown. So if you're like just a regular player, then there's a pretty large cooldown just to fast travel from one point to another. And I don't think there's that many like fast travel points in the game. But if you have GTA Plus, then the fee is waived, so you get the fast travel via taxi for free. Plus, it's like only a 5-minute cooldown to fast travel. I think somebody on Twitter, it might have been Taz, I think he said that the fast travel like cooldown for like average players is like, I think, what was it, 40-something minutes? I could be wrong about that. Alright, so the game's trying to screw me. So I gotta improvise. Well, we may have to go off-road, lady. Nah, I'm just gonna go this way. I think this should get us to where we need to go. Now this could be, like, from her point of view, one of them horror story videos that you hear on YouTube. Like, all of a sudden, the driver took me off-road. And I was wondering, why would the driver take me off-road? Because your destination is off-road, lady. I have no choice. I guess you just wanted to come over here to the orange ball stand. But see, look at me. I improvised, and I got rewarded. You're welcome. All right, so total earned $3,321. Nice.
I've got someone for you.
All right, so we got another fare. It's all the way down there. So let's go pick them up. But don't y'all just love the rain in this game? I guess it's better than the alternative where we had like weeks and weeks of snow. Like way more weeks of snow than usual in GTA Online. So it is nice that the snow's gone. And for the most part, the rain that this game gets isn't very realistic except for the past few weeks. Because California has been getting a ton of rain and they badly need it because they've been suffering from a drought for the longest period of time. So hopefully it'll fill up the lakes and the rivers and the reservoirs in California. That way the good people of California don't go thirsty. Because that's something everybody needs. You kind of need water in order to survive. Like water, oxygen, sunlight, fresh food. Alright, where's this guy at? Okay, I guess we're going to have to go down here. But it's so weird. It's like it can't balance out. Like, you can't just get the right amount of water or the average amount of water necessary. It's either you don't get any water in California or you just get way too much water and it causes flooding and mudslides. But in the long run, it'll help out the people of California because it is filling up all the reservoirs and the lakes that have been running dry for quite a while now. In fact, was it California or Nevada? Like one of the lakes there, like they started finding like dead bodies that were most likely like killed by the mob and dumped into the lake. I forgot which lake it was. I read about that. I don't know if it's Lake Mead, but it was one of the lakes. So that was. Oh, you destroyed my taxi, you son of a bitch. Well, that sucks. That totally wasn't my fault. I wonder if I'm going to get a complaint for my vehicle being damaged. It's not even my vehicle. It's the company's vehicle. They're going to fire me. I'm going to lose my job. I need this job. All right, let's get over here real quick. But, yeah, so quite interesting what's being dug up in like the drought-ridden lakes, well, former. Hello, sir. Do not mind the missing door. It's environmentally friendly. So, yeah, it's all about the environment. It's all about making the world a better place. So, automobile companies such as Vapid, see, what they've decided to do to make vehicles cheaper, more economically friendly, and environmentally friendly is only, like, build cars with 3 doors as opposed to 4 doors. I totally didn't lose that 4th door when a car hit me. So, no. That nearly went way worse than expected. So, yeah, it's Vapid. Totally not cutting corners. I'm surprised that he's not complaining about the missing door. I mean, it does give him a nice scenic view of that. I mean, maybe if the door was missing on the other side, he could at least get a cool view over here. But, yay. It's a good thing that the customer is oblivious to it At least we think he's oblivious. Maybe this will be another horror story video. So there I was, getting into a taxi. And all of a sudden, to my horror, I realized that one of the back doors was missing. And fearing for my life that this crazy taxi driver was going to end up driving and going around corners and eventually sending me flying out of the taxi, smashing upon the pavement into my doom. Do y'all think I would make a good taxi driver? I think I would be an okay taxi driver in real life. My problem is dealing with the customers. I'm sure there'd be some really cool customers that you would get rides from, but then again, once again, going back to the fact that we now have competition with taxis, Uber and Lyft, that probably get way more business and better customers overall. They also get some pretty shady customers too, and some questionable ones. But it really does make you wonder the quality of the customers that are having to go with the taxis instead of Uber or Lyft. So I just don't know how I would handle being a taxi driver IRL. I do like to talk, but I think that if I was a taxi driver, I would just make pleasantries. I'd be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'd be like, "Hey, where to, mister? Where to, missus?" And then I'd get yelled at. Like, you used the wrong pronoun. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I just met you, okay? I don't mean to offend, but I just met you, and you look like a mister or you look like a missus, and I'm going to do the best I can, you know?
God bless you and thank you.
Like, it's not mister. It's not missus. It's Zerzim. No, don't destroy... Dude!
This is dispatch. I got a job going right now.
I got to get a few more jobs, and I can get that sweet discount. But what the hell happened to my door? I didn't do that. Look, drivers in this city, I swear to God, they're the worst. Just like that driver that totally hit me earlier, and it wasn't my fault, 100%. But it's like every week you find out there's new pronouns. It's very difficult to keep up. Like, originally it was like, you know, he and him and she and her. And then they and them. You think that would be enough. You think that they and them would be enough. You know, the middle ground. It's like you don't want to identify as a he or a her. They, them. But no. We have like shit ton of pronouns now. And more pronouns rolling out every week. And it's your fault for not keeping up with all the pronouns. All right, so I think I made a mistake. I think I should have gone up this way. You know what? I don't have a customer at the moment, so it won't matter if I do this. The only problem is that blasted rain won't stop. So here's hoping I get this bad cab up here. I have a bad feeling we're about to have another door lost. We'll see. But seriously, I mean, how many more pronouns do we need? How many? I'm a reasonable guy. I'm very open-minded. I'm all about equality. But there's a limit. Okay, so here we are near the Vinewood sign. And picking up this individual. I guess they were a hiker that just got tired of hiking. This is as far as he could go. I mean, as far as she could go. I'm sorry, please don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me, ma'am. You're totally a she, 100%. Hi. I don't have my glasses on. That's my excuse.
Let's go, please.
Okay. Would it be faster to go that way? Let me look at the map. It would actually be faster just to keep going this way, not turn around. Okay. So, a lovely day we're having. Did you decide to stop hiking because of the rain? Or did you already like burn out your allotted calories for the day? And you decided, you know what? I did my thing. I hiked as far as I wanted to hike. I came up here. I saw the Vinewood sign. And that's all I wanted to see. I just wanted to get back into my car. Oh, but my car was stolen because I live in Los Santos. And like cars are stolen all the damn time. And every day it's a freaking war zone. And I'm lucky to still be alive in the city. And why do I still live here? Why don't I move somewhere else? A little safer? I always wondered what it would be like to be one of the NPCs in the game. Even before the Ryan Reynolds movie came out. Which was a good movie, by the way. That was a really good movie. I've always contemplated the life of an NPC. Because a lot of times, even after what, nearly, like, well, over 9 years now, Like, you can listen to them, and sometimes they actually have interesting conversations, even though it's all voiced and it's all programmed. And there are things that I hear for the first time, even like, well, over 9 years later. And sometimes I wonder if it's very similar to the Ryan Reynolds movie. The name of the movie escapes me. What's the name of the movie? Riley would know. But it does make you wonder if these NPCs are actually alive and this is their world. And it really makes you wonder their opinion about the wanton destruction constantly happening in their world. Are they oblivious to it? Is it just a part of life to them? That you have these, some people that are godlike, that just carry out wanton destruction, while everyone else is just trying to live their life, just driving around the city, going to work, or going hiking up to the Vinewood and being picked up by some questionable individual in a wolf mask in a taxi. So yeah, it really does make you contemplate that. And it is impressive how far these games have come. Even though this is, once again, a 9-plus-year-old game. Still amazing. Makes me very, very excited for GTA 6. Hopefully this year we'll finally get a tease for GTA 6. And I'm also hoping that maybe, just maybe, we'll end up getting GTA 6 by 2024. That's a pipe dream right now, but one can dream, right? Alright, so I guess she wants to be dropped off here. Alright. Out of my way, assholes. Alright, so far, I think I've done right by the customers, and she's totally not suspicious of that missing door. So I'm glad they're not complaining about that. That's very good. Or else we'd have to go for a nice little drive into the Alamo Sea. Just kidding. Oh, dollar pills. Okay, great.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Alright, I got an award. Let's see, taxi driver award. Okay, cool. So I did 5. So we're halfway there. So we got 5.
Near you right now.
There's a job we need right now? Okay, we'll go. Let's go. Like, what's with these doors? Like, the NPCs are not closing the doors properly. So annoying. Alright. Man, this is hard work, man. But, you know, we got to make a living. Got to survive. I got to move past the fraudulent copyright strike I got for that My Suicide Squad YouTube short. Totally bullshit, though. At least that's my opinion. Some people feel differently, but that's okay. As I always like to say, some people have their own opinions and have a right to their opinions, but I do feel like the majority of everybody agrees with my opinion. But not everybody. Some people are like, well, there's no difference between the leaked stuff regarding GTA 6 and that leaked screenshot. Okay, well, I mean, I do kind of see a point there. I do. But the difference is the person that leaked this screenshot, it ended up all over the social medias, and it was a news story, and I recorded the news story off Twitter on my phone, just showing the screenshot. Okay, so maybe showing the screenshot, you know, in hindsight, but that was the only way I could show people the different currencies and the store and the battle pass, etc. Admittedly, it didn't really pop into my brain at the time that I was going to receive a copyright strike for a YouTube short covering, well, a trending topic. A gaming news story, which I do cover on this channel here and there. So it didn't really occur to me that was going to happen, but it is Warner Brothers that we're dealing with. And what I found interesting upon further investigation is it wasn't Warner Brothers that issued the copyright strike, but I think it was Warner Brothers, but they had their employees or their legal department just use their own names. Now, I'm not going to include the person's name that was the so-called copyright owner, but why would an individual go through this kind of trouble of, on their own, issuing copyright strikes against my channel and other channels, and even on Twitter, and forcing people to pull down their screenshots? Because a lot of the screenshot leaked all over Twitter and all over social media. I was not the one who uploaded the screenshot. I simply just recorded somebody else's screenshot with my iPhone and covered it for a short 1-minute video. That's all I did. But myself and many others still get punished by Warner Brothers. And I'm still convinced that the individual in question is an employee of Warner Brothers, and they were doing it on behalf of Warner Brothers because of how intricate the plot is. the fact that so many other content creators, big and small, were targeted, and the fact that anyone, or almost anyone on Twitter that posted it received a takedown notice as well for their screenshots that they were tweeting out. One person could not have done all that. Smells like a multi-billion-dollar corporation upset that they were exposed for having microtransactions, multiple currencies, resources, and a battle pass in their upcoming live service game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That's what it sounds like to me. Could be wrong. But I am shocked that they would actually have their employees put their names on it, because that kind of puts them in like a difficult situation. Because, yeah, I mean, they're working for this company. Therefore, shouldn't the copyright owner be the company? Shouldn't it be Warner Brothers Discovery or Rocksteady? Hey, who closed these doors? But anyways, I just got to let it go and move on. You know, whether I'm right or I'm wrong, doesn't matter. Oh, by the way, speaking of, my copyright notification got rejected by YouTube. What a surprise. And so I did the copyright school, which... All right, sir. I'm going. I'm just trying to be a good taxi driver. Trying to be the best taxi driver ever. Perhaps even better than the legendary Nico Bellic. I heard of his stories all the way out in Liberty City with his cousin Roman. What a great taxi driver he was. So yeah, my counter notification got rejected. Not really a shock. I do feel betrayed by YouTube, but that's nothing new. I feel like they've been doing a lot of that to their creators, big and small. They just won't protect us in situations like this, even though you think they would, because it's the content creators that help build the platform. It's our videos, our content, our streams, big channels and small channels. And in a situation like this, whenever a multi-billion-dollar corporation is using bully tactics, striking videos in order to try and snuff the information that we're putting out there and trying to justify it, you think that YouTube would stand with their creators, but no, they don't. They don't care. Because the reality is they're another big multi-billion-dollar corporation. So in a lot of ways, they're really not much different. Still, I do love this platform. I've enjoyed making content on this platform for years. This channel, my political channel, once a month the vlogs channel with Riley. And I also enjoy being a subscriber and a viewer myself. You know, watching my friends stream. Watching Kane stream, watching Red stream, watching Red's Forbidden Vehicles streams. By the way, shout out to Red the 8-Bit Dinosaur. He has a new episode of Forbidden Vehicles up over on his channel. And I've made a lot of good friends, you know. And Yuji Outlaw's a good friend. Kane's a good friend. Red's a good friend. Pat's become a really good friend of mine, a.k.a. The Professional. He's a very good friend of Riley and me. And, you know, I met Riley. You know, and she's my fiance, and we've been together nearly 2 years now. So there's definitely things that I've loved about being on YouTube and being part of this platform. And despite its flaws, despite the fact I feel like they sided against me and other content creators big and small when they should have stood by us when we were falsely copyright striked by allegedly Warner Brothers Discovery. I just want to say allegedly. I still love the platform, and I don't regret the content I made on this channel. I don't regret the content I made on the political channel, even though my political opinions have changed over the years. By the way, I did put up a new political video. It was something I was working on prior to the realization that I had gotten that copyright strike yesterday. So that's up right now. It's about breaking the duopoly of, you know, the two-party puppet show, the Republicans, Democrats' control of U.S. politics. If you're interested, feel free and check that out over on GB Fang. That is my political channel. So a lovely evening here in Sandy Shores as I'm heading off to pick up another customer.
Taxi.
I'm here, ma'am. Hello. Welcome. How are you doing this evening? I hope you're having a lovely night. Yeah, don't mind the doors, you know.
Okay, let's go.
Like, this is the cab's... oh, that was a close call. That would have been bad. Wow, she's generous. She's offering like a $1,600 tip. Very generous and very sus, because how do you have that kind of money living in Sandy Shores of all places? What's a girl like you living in a place like this? Maybe I'm the knight in shining tinfoil in the taxi cab. No! No! Fuck you, redneck scum! Inbred piece of trash. Anyways, maybe I'm the knight in shining tinfoil in a taxi cab that's slightly beat up, that's saving her from Sandy Shores, getting her the hell out of here. Because that's the only thing you should do if you live in Sandy Shores, is get the fuck out. There's better places to live, like Grapeseed, for example, or Paleto Bay. I really wish that Paleto Bay was built up. I know I've mentioned this in the past. I really wish that we had more we could do in Paleto Bay, and they actually had like a small airport and like some smaller apartments. Because I actually do like Paleto Bay. It's just a missed opportunity, I feel, by Rockstar. They should have built it up a little bit bigger than it currently is. And I think if they would have, I think the problem is they didn't have enough foresight about how big GTA Online was going to be. But if there was some foresight and they could have had a do-over, I feel like they probably would have gone back and added a bit more to Paleto Bay, including like its own like mini airport. Because like Grapeseed has a landing strip, Sandy Shores has an airfield, but Paleto Bay, which is the second largest town in the game, doesn't even have an airfield. I mean, the beach doesn't really count in my opinion. So yeah, that's how I feel. I've always liked Paleto Bay. I know some people find it boring up there, but I find it quite peaceful up there in the northern part of southern San Andreas. And if there was more going on up there, I'd probably spend more time up there. And I think a lot more people would if there was more things like an airfield. It could be just like Grapeseeds, but maybe it's just paved and it just looks a little nicer. But anyways, ma'am, well, we have made it to your destination. Oh, you're going to go play some arcades.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I didn't know you were a gamer. Sweet, we could have talked about video games. You like video games? Come to my arcade down in Los Santos. I got a whole bunch of amazing games, including Cube 3D. Yes, Cube 3D at my arcade right now. That makes up like most of my arcade machines. Yeah, I need the money. I need the coins. After the copyright strike, you know, I've lost everything. No, I haven't lost everything. It's just a joke. Life goes on, you know. Most content creators end up with a copyright strike. I never imagined I'd get a copyright strike over a YouTube short of all things. But it is what it is. I was mad about it yesterday, and I've been venting on social about it. But I kind of feel like I've almost got it out of my system. You know, life goes on. All right. So, how are you doing this evening? Having a good evening, sir? All right, where can I take you? Oh, he's offering like $1,700. All right, cool. Money. I do like making money. I am in a business of the taxi cabbing. I do feel like I'm becoming a better taxi driver than I was at the beginning. When I first drove barely with my Chubarek literally being held together by cardboard and duct tape. Thrown down on the streets. Down on my luck. Trying to build myself back up again after the strike. Alright. But yeah, so yeah, I got that taken care of. I did the copyright school. Did I mention that already? If I didn't, I'll mention it again. Which is several questions. There's also a silly, stupid kitty video you have to watch. I didn't have to watch it because I already know. So I quickly was able to answer the questions successfully. So there. And you know what's funny? Like the first question is like, can somebody like file a copyright claim or strike on behalf of somebody else? And it's a false statement. And my answer was correct. I put false. But that's very similar to what happened to me. Because somebody else, allegedly on behalf of a big major corporation for a video game that I did a YouTube short about, filed the copyright strike. But, you know, YouTube doesn't listen. They don't care. Despite the fact that I make a point that it's fair use, they don't care. Whatever. Just got to move on. I wasn't going to buy the game anyways, even though I'm a huge Rocksteady fan, not to be confused with Rockstar. I'm also a Rockstar fan, despite some of the issues they've had over the years. Especially with Red Dead Online. Right, Rockstar? Anyways. But it's unfortunate because, you know, I know a lot of people were looking forward to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, even though it's been delayed forever. But that was like the final nail in the coffin for me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I guess he's going off to the diner. Try the special. It's really good. Hopefully this won't end up on Kitchen Nightmares.
Pickup not too far from you. Sending you the address now.
Yeah, Riley and I have been watching a lot of Kitchen Nightmares lately. It's on YouTube. It's actually free with ads of Gordon Ramsay, and we've been enjoying it so far. Just binging through each episode. And some of those restaurants are nasty. It's like, ah. But yeah, I learned a new word thanks to Gordon. Pellic. Like, I have friends like from England.
Now,
That's what I was saying. My friend Kane, he's from the UK. Yet I don't remember Kane ever saying Pellic. It's moldy, you Pellic. when I heard Gordon say that in one of his episodes, I just busted a gut laughing. Like, what's Pellic? Basically, Pellic means moron. It's another word for moron. Or idiot. Fool. I love that word, Pellic. But yeah, it's sad because a lot of the restaurants that Gordon and his production team try to save, it doesn't really work out. And a lot of it can come down to like bad location, bad decor can be fixed and rebuilt, because that was one of the things his crew would do. Some of the restaurants, they'd actually go in and like rebuild the decor and improve it. But it comes down to the kitchen and like bad chefs and serving bad food, and that could be the chef's fault for being a lousy chef. It can also be the owner's fault for cutting corners. And like you see some nasty stuff in these like freezers or in these kitchens, and not exactly sanitary. And it really makes you not want to go eat at a restaurant at the very least. Like watching a few like episodes of Kitchen Nightmares. I know a lot of people like Hell's Kitchen. Riley and I may binge Hell's Kitchen eventually. But watching like as many episodes of Kitchen Nightmares as Riley and I have watched, you start to feel like Gordon Ramsay when you're going to eat at a restaurant. Kind of, sort of. I mean, obviously, nowhere near the experience or knowledge that Gordon Ramsay has when it comes to restaurants and food and all that. But you start thinking the same way he thinks. And so that's how I am now, where like at the end of the day, you're just kind of oblivious to everything. Like, hey, as long as the restaurant looks clean and the server's nice to you and the food's decent, no problem. All right, sir.
thank you.
You've made it to this suspicious lighthouse. Like, what? Ursula lives here, right? In story mode?
I've got someone for you.
So, yeah, Ursula, I think her name's Ursula. Like, she's like this, I guess she's kind of like a goth chick who's walking around Alamo Sea. And I think that Franklin or Trevor can pick her up and can start, quote-unquote, dating her, getting romantically involved with her. And I think it makes more sense for Trevor. For one thing, Franklin ends up ultimately with Tanisha anyways, well, according to the events set in the contract. And Ursula just seems more like a Trevor kind of girl. So, yeah, I think Ursula worked better for Trevor, but we all know Trevor's true love, Patricia. But yeah, so yeah, that's one of many side characters you can interact with in GTA 5. So I think the lighthouse, like that house by the lighthouse, is meant to be her home. At least that's where I think we would drop her off at, or go pick her up or something. All right, hello there, taxi. I'm here to pick you up. Now here's another part of the map. While we're talking about parts of the map as we venture around the map of Southern San Andreas, that I really wish Rockstar would have improved upon and expand upon, Cape Catfish. I think this is even more of a missed opportunity. I've done videos about both Paleto Bay and Cape Catfish in the past, and I feel like Cape Catfish could have been built up to be like a small fishing town, and it would have looked really, really cool if it had a few more like homes and they actually fixed it up a little bit. And there was properties you could buy over here and all that, you know, fishing stuff. So yeah, another missed opportunity by Rockstar. In hindsight, they should have built up Paleto Bay a little bit more, and they should have built up Cape Catfish. I think this would have been a really cool small town. It just would have been nice to have other places to live and other like businesses. I know there's businesses scattered throughout the map, but I don't know. I just kind of wish that there was other places to venture around than Los Santos. But yeah, Cape Catfish. You know, one of those places on the map that people rarely go to. And it's like a hidden gem because it does look really nice over on that part of the map. But anyways, you know, if they ever, I guess, decide to come back to Southern San Andreas, maybe they'll build up Paleto Bay. Maybe they'll build up Cape Catfish. But I think after, what, nearly a decade in GTA 5, with us playing this game since the 360 PS3 era, from that to PS4, Xbox One, PC, and now PS5, Xbox Series, I think a lot of us want to break from Southern San Andreas and Los Santos. A very long break, Rockstar, if you don't mind. And I think that's why a lot of us are excited about the fact that we are going to Vice City. So yes, GTA 6 is Vice City. And, you know, surrounding areas. Basically, I guess it's just going to be like a version of, like, Southern Florida. I don't know if they're going to call it Florida, because in GTA Vice City, it's actually called Florida, the state that Vice City's in. So that's the 3D universe. It's very possible Rockstar has retconned that. And I think that, like, somewhere in the leaked, like, images and video, that there is a name that starts with an F that's in Spanish that a lot of people are speculating is the name of the state that Vice City's in GTA 6. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Thank you.
Ooh, $1,800? Damn. All right, I did it. 10 taxi rides.
This is dispatch. I got a job going right now.
You got a job going right now. Well, I already did 10 jobs, though. I did 10 jobs. I think I got that sweet discount so that I can buy the taxi cab. So, should we do one more or should we just call it a day? What do y'all think? Well, I can't ask y'all what you think because I recorded this video and it's kind of like a live stream of sorts, except for won't be live. It was live when I recorded it. Does that count? All right. So, anyways, I think we'll just wrap up here at 10 and go look at the discount. So. Let's go to Warstock. Why is it in Warstock of all places? That doesn't make sense. All right, so the Brickade 6x6 is now for sale for $750,000. I don't really see why you need this, especially if you complete the the Drug Wars jobs for Dax. I wouldn't bother. But okay, so I can buy my own taxi, which is a Pegasus vehicle, by the way, for $487,000. So the question is, why would you buy this instead of just having it for free? Or you get the Arena Wars version. I guess this version is good to get because then you could just pull it up through the Pegasus vehicle, like on your phone, instead of having to drive all the way to downtown cab company. But I could save $500,000. So that makes sense. So at the end of the day, I'm just going to save money and not buy it. But, yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it for now. The taxi job's officially added to GTA Online. It's kind of a fun little side, like, role-play-esque thing to do in the game. And I think that you can just keep doing the taxi jobs and you get some other stuff as well. You continue to make some money. I ended up making, let me pull down the webcam real quick. So I ended up making $440,000. So I'll go ahead and deposit that into my Maze bank account. So there you go. So I made some money. 10 jobs got me $44,000. It's not really about the money. It's about the RP experience of being a taxi driver in Los Santos in Southern San Andreas. So I think whenever I'm bored, I may just hop in here just for fun when I'm listening to like a podcast or a live stream, or just not really feeling like playing Fallout 76 and just coming back in here while I'm hanging out with some friends in a party chat and just continue doing these taxi jobs on the side for fun. But your thoughts, views, and opinions regarding the taxi jobs now available in GTA Online, as always, welcome below in the comments section.